health, and we have a video to share with our viewers. Please take a watch together.
Health and success in the months ahead. Our medical correspondent, Dr. Darian Sutton, is here with the fall family checklist. Dr. Sutton, good morning. It's always great to have you. So first, you have an important reminder about health checkups and vaccines.
Yeah, well, this is my favorite time of year, going back to school. As you know, I spent most of my life in school, so of course it is. So remembering to get these vaccines done, I think it's so important to make sure that you get checkups, not just for the children, but for parents, reminding parents to get that checkup, that yearly checkup. It helps with prevention. And then vaccines, of course. They help build our body's protection, help lasting protection for a long period of time. Right now, we have the updated COVID vaccines available for those who are 6 months and older. And remember, you can get COVID vaccines as well as flu vaccines at the same time. And while we're on the topic of vaccines, it's important to remember the other vaccines that we do to protect children against these infections. Under the age of 7, at least 7 vaccines are available. So making sure that you're checking with your pediatrician to make sure that your child is up to date on these vaccines, especially as we move into the colder months and more infections like flu, COVID, and other common colds.
And we were just talking during the commercial break about our sleep routines, right? And when you have back to school, obviously you have school activities, things change. So how do you get those schedules in check?
Well, number one, understanding the importance of sleep. Sleep helps us with academic performance, with brain performance. It improves mood for children, so decreasing those tantrums, making sure you remember.
And adults.
That's a really key important part.
Stomps his feet.
Making sure you're hitting on those important time points. So for teens, for example, 8 to 10 hours. I think most importantly, the reminder for children, 10 to 14 hours. So it's important not only to get that sleep, but also being consistent, not only during the week, but during the weekend. You want to wake up and go to sleep around the same time.
Could you tell my kids they need 9 to 12 hours? I just saw that
I
on there.
will bring that for you.
By the way, you mentioned activities. We have soccer, football, all these things.
Yeah.
So you either eat dinner at 4 o'clock or 10 o'clock, and a lot of times you can't do family dinner. How do we keep our diet in check?
Well, one of the tips that I found out from a fellow parent was having dinner as soon as children get home. I think that that is fascinating and a good idea. Number one, because I remember how starving I was at the end of the day. So I think also involving children in food preparation, switching from unhealthy fats like butter to healthy fats like olive oil, teaching children how to read food labels and being mindful of added sugar. Remember, it's only recommended that we get at least 25 to 35 grams of sugar a day. That can be found in a bottle of juice or a bottle of soda. So being cognizant of that is really, really important. And then something I think is helpful to try out this year is walks after meals. They have been shown to improve our outcomes in terms of managing our weight, improving our health, and overall sleep at the end of the day. And so I think one good activity this year to start is walking after that meal.
That's great advice. Love that. Thank you.
I normally ride a bike for 10 miles or more. And my daughter always try to walk after school home. We drop her off at school. So Thailand and Cambodia, that continue to be an issue and a challenge for both nations. We have a video, so let's take a watch and listen.
Of Cambodia strongly requested all international delegation and defense attaché to witness this moment and to witness the testimony of the ceasefire agreement and make sure the ceasefire agreement is still in effect and respected by all parties. If we take a look at the 5 days conflict, we can see that the Dormitory province has both short-term and long-term effects from these conflicts. For the immediate short-term effect that being inflicted on Dormitory province, for the family of the local population, the innocent civilian has been killed already, and there 2 innocent civilians has been killed already, and also there are 156 civilian houses being damaged by the conflicts. This is the reality of situation, the tragedy that are facing by the local population because of the conflict that caused by the border, and we can see that the people will suffer long term because of the remnant of the unexploded ordinances that you have just witnessed in the area, and it would take a long time in order to make this area safe again. I would like to point out that the population in the Dormitory province is one of the poorest in the country. We had one of the lowest GDP in the country, equivalent to $1,055 earning per year, which is very low for Cambodia. As you can see that the local population are very happy that the ceasefire came to effect because they hope that they can resume their occupation and return to their normal life. And you can see this is rainy season, the harvest season, that's very important for their livelihood. And their profit and their livelihood gonna be severely affected if the ceasefire agreement does not came into effect. To conclude this, on behalf of the all local population, the local authority and relevant authority, I would like to request all the international delegation, defense attaché to witness the situation here today and stand strong in order for all parties to respect the ceasefire agreement and for the people to return to their normal life.
And unfortunately, Thailand has been breaching the ceasefires since day one. And I do have another video that would show the commander on the field explaining to the international attaché that are now on the field about what's happening. So let's just take a look at the other video first, and then we will make comments afterward. Now, I have to give credit to Camp Nest, Cambodia Nest, that brought this video to us today.
On the first day of the ceasefire agreement, I violated the ceasefire agreement by placing sandbag and pushing into the temple area that clearly controlled by Cambodian forces. And the Cambodian forces tried to tell them not to violate the ceasefire agreement, but they didn't listen. This is a clear violation of the ceasefire agreement agreed by both countries. So a moment ago, while we're on the way, Thai forces still try to push Cambodian and they're placing sandbags around the temple. And the reason is why the commander Nekvong arrived here a bit late because he was trying to oversee the situation around the area. It's getting very tense around 30 minutes ago. Last night they used slingshot to target Cambodian troops. And we counted around 100 slingshot has been shot on our troops. This is a clear violation of the ceasefire agreement. Our forces have already reported to our higher up and our channel command about this ceasefire violation. We, Cambodians, are still stand firm and abide the international law and the ceasefire agreement, and we did not respond to this violation at all. Thank you. Do you have any questions, sir, ma'am?
This morning, Thai armed forces, accompanied by heavy machinery such as excavators, entered.
So as you can see on this video, the commander on the field explaining how Thailand has been breaching the ceasefire since day one after the both prime ministers, Cambodian prime minister and Thailand prime minister, went on the meeting in Malaysia on July 28, 2025. The next day, July 29, 2025, Thai soldiers came onto Cambodian territory, even though they do not shoot any gun or bomb any cluster bomb, but they keep on walking into Cambodian's territory and captured 20 Cambodian soldiers. Then they took the Cambodian captured right away to their country. Later on, they released two Cambodian soldiers, but right now there are still 18 Cambodian soldiers captured in Thailand. And the Cambodian government has been requesting the Thai government to release the Cambodian soldiers back to our hometown, but they, ever since then, they never ever respond back to Cambodian government. And as you can see, this was posted on the 10th of August, 2025, which is on yesterday. And all the attaché from everywhere, like from Japan, Malaysia, Canada, America, Australia, especially Malaysia, who is the president in charge of the ceasefire. So now I'm requesting Thai government to start listen and send our Cambodian soldiers captured back to Cambodia as soon as possible, because this is a violation of the ceasefire and the agreement on the 28th of July, 2025 in Malaysia. And we do have another video, but what do you think, ladies?
Well, it's very, first of all, I think this is very important to involve the international communities and observer to come and see the site where it was affected and the damage that was done from the conflicts that's happening between July 24 to July 28, before the ceasefire agreement took place on the midnight of July 29th. So this is great. but who's going to pay for those damage? It's another thing to be considered because as we have observed, Previhir Temple that's built over 300 years before it was finally finished with the building had been damaged. And so I'm waiting to hear who's going to be responsible for that damage. And it's very unfortunate that the Thai military are not following the ceasefire agreement and keep physically pushing themselves into the Cambodian territory and try to escalate and provoke another sort of fires, another war. And but now the international community knows what's happening, and let's hope that the ASEAN and the global the GBC will be on top and monitoring activity on both sides of the military, especially around the border and conflict areas.
But the GBC, General Border Council or Committee, has been in place for many, many years, and it did not work out. So I would not depend on GBC anymore. Ever since they have GBC, they keep on talking, but on the field, on the ground, on the battlefield, the Thai soldiers did not listen to their government.
Right.
And like recently, yesterday, on the 10th of August, 2025, they came on to Prasat Tamon Thom temple and started to lay down the barbed wire in the temple. They also were making the bunker on the ground of the temple of Tamon Thom. And I was just wondering that even though they did not use gun or cluster bombs onto Cambodia, but what on earth that they are allowed to walk onto Cambodian territory and started to build bunker? What happened to Cambodian soldiers? I understand that you should not use gun or anything according to the ceasefires, but why are you not physically pushing them out? Why are you not putting barbed wire around the temple to protect the temple? And why are you allowing Thai soldiers building the bunker on the ground of the temple, which belong to Cambodia? And that's my question to the Cambodian government.
What their parents go through, because they are risking, their sons' lives, and their sons are risking their own lives. They are our heroes for sure.
Yes, now we're getting into another topic, which is Vietnam occupies some of Khmer Islands, and it was posted on June 20, 2025 by the VOD. So let's take a look first, and then we can make a comment afterward.
អន្តរជាតិ ICJ ចំពោះការឈ្លានពានទឹកដីខ្មែរនៅតំបន់មុំ3ប្រាសាទតាមុនធំប្រាសាទតាមុនតូចនិងប្រាសាទតាក្របីបានធ្វើឲ្យប្រជាជាតិខ្មែរសាទរយ៉ាងខ្លាំងប៉ុន្តែយ៉ាងណាក្តីអ្នកនយោបាយប្រឆាំងនិងពលរដ្ឋខ្មែរមួយចំនួនក៏បានជំរុញឲ្យរដ្ឋាភិបាលត្រូវយកចិត្តទុកដាក់លើបញ្ហាព្រំដែនខាងកើតឲ្យបានខ្លាំងផងដែរដោយមើលឃើញថាវៀតណាមមានហានិភ័យខ្ពស់ជាងថៃក្នុងការប្រើគ្រប់វិធីដើម្បីឈ្លានពានទឹកដីខ្មែរផ្ដើមចេញពីបញ្ហានេះប្រជានេសាទខ្មែរនៅខេត្តជួរ
So the report from VOD stated that as the Hun's government waged a nationalist campaign against Thai aggression, including filing a lawsuit against Thailand at the International Court of Justice, also known as ICJ, over 4 sites, including Tam Wan Thom, Tam Wan Toj, Ta Krabai, and Mumbai, observers warn against forgetting the eastern invaders as they are more dangerous, according to Ms. Kyle Moradok, reporter from VOD. The opposition party has weighed in the caution that the Cambodian government must be extra careful with Vietnam because they have higher tactic and strategical maneuvers in occupying Khmer Islands along the Cambodia and Vietnam seaside border. And according to the fishermen along the seaside border of Vietnam and Cambodia, they had seen many Vietnamese boats fishing on the seaside of Cambodia. And they also mentioned that Vietnamese people have already been living on the Cambodian islands, such as Rusay Island, Chotse Island, and other cluster islands around it, which located about 3 kilometers from Cambodia. VOD continued by saying that the current government seems to be fine with it and do not have any reactions to the controlling of Vietnamese over these islands.
Yes, I have to comment on this because while we're fighting with Thailand, Vietnam seems to creeping in all over Cambodia's land, especially on the seaside and all the little islands that belong to Cambodia. And according to the fishermen who live around that area, they said that some of the islands of Cambodia now have been occupied by Vietnamese people. They're living there like they're living on their own land. So I'm requesting the Hun's government to please have some kind of plan in place to also deal with Vietnam. Our east side neighbors who is so happy to come in and occupying any islands of Cambodia without even feel afraid or anything.
Right.
Because
So I named this incident a silent invader from Vietnam.
and that's true because, like I said, they're creeping in. And while the Hun's government is busy fighting with the Thailand, and not even fighting because they're even afraid to send a lawsuit to ICJ because they think, okay, the GBC would solve the problem. But just like a lot of people know that the GBC doesn't work. The GBC, so-called General Border Committee between Thailand and Cambodia, has been on place for quite a while, for a decade or two now. It does not work, so stop depending on GBC and send the lawsuit to ICJ right away, because otherwise you're giving time to the east border, the east neighbor, to have that chance to creeping into Cambodia and occupy all the islands, like we all know, Koh Trao Island, and now Koh Se, Koh Krachot Se, Koh Rusay, all
And
of
other small island in the area.
and the cluster islands around that area, which located only 3 kilometers from Cambodia. And as you know, the law of the sea says that any islands that located closer to that country will be belong to that country. And all the islands are very close to Cambodia than to Vietnam. Like Koh Trao, it's only 15 kilometers from Cambodia, but it's 40 kilometers from Vietnam.
ใช่ครับ
ไทยเราเนี่ยมันเลยสร้างวาทกรรมปลอมๆว่าขอมไม่ใช่เขมรเพราะเราเนี่ยยอมรับว่าขอมเนี่ยมันยิ่งใหญ่จริงเรายอมรับโดยกระทั่งปฏิเสธไม่ได้เลยยอมรับว่าขอมเนี่ยเป็นอารยธรรมยิ่งใหญ่จริงๆแล้วเราก็รับมาจากขอมจริงๆแต่วิธีที่จะทำให้เราเนี่ยไม่ได้ด่าไอ้เขมรทุกวันนี้ได้เต็มปากก็คือมันจะต้องไม่ใช่ขอมนะฮะจึงเกิดวาทกรรมปลอมๆแบบขอมไม่ใช่เขมร
So this is an expert from Thai who speaks in Thai. He says that this Thai historian, this is the Thai historian. His name is Samrat Lukai. Luk Chai, and he speaks about the history of Cambodia and Thailand with a specific foundation. He speaks clearly, respectfully, according to the true history of many centuries ago. Mr. Samrat Lak Chai, a historian, exposed the extremist tie of the Ratana Kosin era that create fake history and hatreds against Cambodians because the Thais dare not to recognize Cambodia and the truth of the history that the Khmer are Khmer or the Khmer are Khom, because the Thais are afraid of being embarrassed that the Thai are influenced and copied civilization from the Khmer or Khmer. He also exposed the Thai that the story of Ta Trasok Paim is not in history of the Khmer. The story of Ta Trasok Paim created by Thais themselves to neutralize the Khmer influence, so that the Thais can continue to humiliate the Khmer and not accept that the Khmer have a glorious civilizations, which Thai have been copying Khmer culture, language, tradition, and even customs. And that the reason why Thailand do not glorify Khmer civilization because they aim of making the Thais younger generations to continue to reject and insult the Khmer.
And an international community, especially President Donald J. Trump of the United States of America and the Prime Minister of Malaysia, Anwar Ibrahim. First of all, I would like to express my sincere thanks to President Trump and the Malaysian Prime Minister for stepping forward to support peace in Cambodia. In these dark days, when war is tearing our people apart, your voices of reason and justice bring us hope. But I also feel the deep need to speak as a Cambodian citizen, as a father, and as the founder of History Challenge Cambodia, to tell the truth from the heart of a small nation. Let's face the reality. Cambodia is not as powerful as Thailand, not even close. Defense budget. Thailand's military budget is $5.73 billion, while Cambodia's is only $1.3 billion. Army size, Thailand has 360,000 active soldiers and 200,000 in reserve. Cambodia has only 124,000 active soldiers and no reserve forces. Air Force, Thailand owns 112 fighter jets, including 28 F-16s and 16 Gripen multi-role fighters. Cambodia has 0 fighter jets. Helicopters, Thailand has 258 helicopters, including attack helicopters. Cambodia has just 23 helicopters with no attack capability. Tanks, Thailand has 400 battle tanks, Cambodia has 200. Despite these massive differences, it is Cambodia that is being accused of aggression. How is this fair? We are a small country with a good heart. We have no intention to threaten anyone. We are simply protecting our land, our heritage, and our people. But we are being bombed. Our UNESCO-listed Preah Vihear temple is under attack, and innocent civilians are being killed or displaced. Thailand is powerful, well-armed, and respected in the international community, but now they are using that power against a smaller neighbor, ignoring the International Court of Justice and violating Cambodian sovereignty. Dear President Trump, dear world leaders, this is not just a conflict over land, it is a test of justice. Will the world stand with truth or with power? Cambodia has suffered too much in its history. We are asking only for peace, justice, and dignity. Please do not let us be forgotten. Please do not allow power to silence truth. Sincerely, Mr. Kim, founder, History Challenge Cambodia. A Cambodian voice for truth and peace. Small nation with a big heart, an open letter to the world.
I
What
have
a
to
great message.
I have to say that this video completes everything that we have said so far. And I have to thank Mr. Kim Cheng, the founder of Angkor Back Road News, that brought this video to us and to the world to try to understand that we're not trying to make war. All we want is peace. And the aggressor is Thailand. Even after the ceasefire, they are still being aggressive. Don't you think?
Absolutely, Nakru. And also, Mr. Kim was able to provide us those resources. You see the comparison of what Thai have, what Cambodian have. We are limited to resource. And that's why we try to discipline ourselves to hold our ground, to hold peace for the two nations. And this is a tremendous dedications from the Cambodian side. And I hope the world will see it and will respect Cambodia for holding peace, not for just Cambodian and Cambodia, but for Thailand as well, because the innocent civilian in Thailand are also being affected by these conflicts. And I hope Thailand will realize that, respects that, and I hope that the international community will realize that and respects that and honor Cambodia for doing their best to hold peace right now.
I wanted to echo Bong's comment regarding the innocent lives. They don't know anything, right, Bong and Gru, but they suffer the most. And they are not ready, and they deserve to live their lives, live the way they wanted. And the saddest thing is that it reminded me of the Cambodian genocide. Bong and Kru, you had this history of escaping war. And I don't want other people or Thai people to go through the same exact thing that you both went through, because immigration laws and policies in every country, they don't want immigrants. So that's why I want the two countries to find a way to stop, because the innocent lives, they will suffer the most if the war doesn't stop. And what if, it reaches to the point, if the situation gets worse, it gets to the point of, the people who got displaced, having to move to a refugee camp and then have to go to other countries. Can you imagine like the life challenges that they will face in those foreign countries, depending on what kind of immigration policies those countries have?
Yes, yes. In Cambodia alone, we see over 300,000 are being displaced. That's a lot. And every day is a challenge. Every day is more challenge than the day before. So let's hope that.
Right, Wong, I agree with you. And I know that it's time for us to wrap things up. But Wong, I agree with you. Like now that you mentioned the number, right, of the number of people who got displaced, can you imagine if those exact same number of people being sent to refugee camps, like they won't have a future, because it's just so hard, because in immigration camp, I mean, in the camps, they don't have food, they don't have education, and we don't even know how many years they are able to get out of the refugee camps to like other countries. And, it's going to be so hard for them to start a new life in different countries. And, and we don't even know whether or not other countries will be able to take them. It's just so sad, Wong. I agree with you.
Yes, yes.